Hi there, welcome to Two Birds. I'm Fiona and welcome back if you are joining me again. Today's class is a 45-minute Vinyasa flow. It's quite an intermediate and stronger flow for building core strength and upper body strength. It's part of the core strength series of classes. This one's part 5. For practice today, I would recommend having 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, it would be helpful if you can find something similar, although it's not essential. And if you are enjoying the classes and you'd like to support me creating and posting each week, I'm on Patreon. All the details are in the description below. I really hope you enjoy this one. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. And begin your practice laying down on your back. Take your feet as wide as the mat, knees bent so that your knees can angle in, your lower back can soften. Resting your hands on your body and just gently closing your eyes. Taking the next minute or so to establish a breath pattern that you can take with you through your practice. In these core strength practices, I'm recommending a rib cage diaphragmatic breathe. To sense and feel your breath more vividly, take your right hand to your belly, your left hand to the center of your chest. And as you're ready, breathe in slowly through your nose. Feel your ribs and chest inflate underneath your hands, back ribs into the floor. Then exhale long, feeling how the abdominal muscles gently tighten, pull in as your breath dissolves. Try and keep your belly steady as your breath flows in, wide and full. Exhale and push the air out of your lungs, slow and steady. And the completeness of your exhale not only has an impact on your abdominal engagement, which gives you support around your center, but a corresponding effect on how complete your inhale is, which helps to pressurize your diaphragm, aerate, and strengthen your lungs. Take 3 more cycles of breath. Completing your exhale, gather your knees in toward your chest and give yourself a little rock side to side. And step your left foot to the floor and take half happy baby on your right side. Right hand to the outside of your right foot. And in this version, take your left hand to the inside of the right foot. So you create a stirrup with your hands around the foot. Hug your right knee down toward your right ribs, bowing your elbows out to the side. Same time, kick your right foot up against the resistance of your hands. We'll invite some warmth into the hip flexors. Taking one more breath. Exhale, eagle legs, wrap your right leg over your left and lift the feet. Then aim your toes in, your heels out, and with the strength of your legs, act like you're pulling your thighs apart. And keep that action now. Wrap your eagle arms, left arm over, right arm under, and then lift your head and your shoulders from the floor. On an inhale, tap your fingers behind your toes to the floor. Exhale, corset your abs, bring your knees and elbows to touch. Inhale to lower back and tap. Exhale to curl in. 4 more, concentrating on closing the gap between your low ribs, pelvis as you curl up. Breathing in wide and deep into the ribs as you breathe in. And then release back, unravel your legs, and take half happy baby on your left. Hands interlaced around the sole of your foot and balancing the opposing energies of pushing into the stirrup of your hands and pull back, same time left knee toward your armpit. Softening through your jaw and your neck and just following your breath. Coming into eagle legs, wrap your left leg over your right, lift the feet, activating the inner thighs, toes in, heels out, pulling the thighs away from one another. And then we'll flow eagle arms, opposite to your legs, right arm over your left, lift your head and your shoulders. Inhale, lengthen and tap your fingers and your toes. Exhale to curl up, knees to elbows. 5 more. Last one. Unravel the legs and bring the knees in toward your chest. Rest your head back, relax your neck. Just taking your own route now onto all fours into tabletop position. As you arrive, setting your hands under your shoulders, knees under the hips. And we'll sway through a few rounds of cat and cow, arching and rounding your spine. So as you arch, you're inviting a release into the front of your spine and your abdominals. And also warming and mobilizing the hips, the pelvis and the shoulders. Now find neutral spine, flat back. Raise your right leg back, your left arm forward and balance here. Drawing your hip points toward one another to find your stable center. And include your breath now as we move. Breathing in. Exhale, tap your right toes and left fingers to the floor. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, curl in, elbow to your knee, round your back. Go between the two, inhale, extend. Exhale, tap the fingertips and the toes. Inhale, center. Exhale, core lunge, curl in. Once more now. Come back to your balance. Keep your right leg elevated. Place your left hand to the floor. Then shift your chest and your eyes forward for 3 push-ups. On your exhale now, lower and hover. Inhale, push back up. Twice more, elbows in. And press back up. Last variation here, angle your fingers in so your elbows point out and take 3 push-ups. Elbows bend wide as you lower. Inhale, high push-up. Keep integrating your breathing, deliberately contracting your abdominals as you lower. Press back up and release. Set your right knee to the floor and just press back to a child's pose, Balasana. And press your palms ahead of you and then take your hands, fingertips to the nape of your neck. And you can walk your elbows forward there to release through the undercarriage of your arms and rest your breath. Arms reaching forward on your inhale. Now glide up all fours and we'll switch sides. Extend your left leg back, your right arm forward, and filling out the trough in your low back by drawing your front ribs in there. Take a breath in. Exhale, tap your fingertips and toes to the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, core lunge, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale and tap. Breath in to lift. Exhale, curl in. Once more. Tap and lift. Curl in and extend. Hold your left leg extended. Place your right hand to the floor for 3 tricep push-ups. So your elbows at a right angle, hugging in to the side ribs. On your exhale, low push-up, eyes forward. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Last one. Press back up. Then angle your fingertips in, elbows wide. Final 3 here. Take a breath in. Exhale and lower. Inhale up. Exhale. And once more. And lift. Soften your knees to the floor, child's pose. Drift your hips to your heels. Press your hands. And then take your fingers to the nape of your neck. Two more smooth breaths in and out. And then as you're ready, take the next few breaths to make your way into your first downward facing dog. Pedaling your heels and easing your way into your shape. And then settling for a few breaths in stillness. Isometrically moving your hands toward one another, waking up all the supportive musculature around your shoulders. Breathing your rib cage, diaphragmatic breath, your belly hollow, your breath expanding wide and deep into the ribs. Take one more breath in, looking forward. Bend the knees, make your way to the top of your mat. Open and fold with your breath. On your inhale, rise to stand, sweep your arms overhead. Lower your prayer hands to your heart center. On your inhale, raise your arms overhead. Exhale, swim your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. Staying upright, send your breath into your ribs, into your chest. Exhale, bend the knees and forward fold over your legs. Inviting your arms to float away from your back in your comfortable range of motion. Just avoiding any over effort, offering yourself a release through your shoulders. On your inhale, release your hands to your shins, lengthen up, halfway, spine forward. Exhale, refold over your legs. Rise to stand with the wave of your in-breath. Exhale, lower your hands to prayer at your heart center. Moving through 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A now with some variations for your core and upper body. Take one more cycle of breath here. Make contact with your abdominal core. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Breath in, Ardha Uttanasana, your halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your plank pose and pause. We'll tango here in our plank. Step your feet a little wider than your hips. Keep both hands anchored and gripping your mat. Invite your hips to dip over to the left, then go up and over to your right. Go side to side. See if you can keep your hips low, your eyes forward, your arms strong like posts, pressing down where you make contact with the mat. Coming back to center, take child's pose. On your exhale, knees to the floor, buttocks to your heels. Your arms are reaching forward at shoulder width apart. Forearms to the mat here. Breathe a calm breath in. A smooth breath out. Hollow your belly. Moving into forearm plank. Knees may stay down here to modify, or straight legs. Take 3 breaths. Thighs strong. Side waist muscles hug toward your navel. And then transition into dolphin prep. Walk your feet toward you, drop your head. Little bend in the knees there if that feels best. 3 cycles of breath. Keep an active press down through your inner forearms. Unclench your jaw. On your inhale, gaze forward between your thumbs. Exhale, bend the knees. Then spring to plank pose. 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs, eyes forward, breath in. Exhale now, lower to your belly. We'll set up for locust cobra. With your hands by your lowest ribs, keep your head low. On an exhale, locust legs, raise the feet, shins, knees. Inhale, lower the legs and lift your chest for cobra. Exhale, lower down, press back, downward facing dog. Spreading through your fingers, push down where you make contact. Same time, float the hips a little higher as you lengthen all the way down the back seam of your legs to your heels. Take 2 more cycles of breath. Breathing in, looking forward. End of your exhale, walk or hop to the top of your mat. Open your heart, halfway forward, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Rise to stand with your breath. Breathing out, pause, rest your hands to prayer. Second round, inhale, arms overhead, press your palms, spot your thumbs. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your plank pose and pause. This round we'll explore a long plank, walking your hands forward of your shoulders on a diagonal. Now hugging your side waist in, front ribs in, your thighs stay strong as you equalize and spread the effort through your body. 3 more cycles of breath. And rest, walk your hands in, soften your knees down, shift your buttocks back to your heels, child's pose. So your arms are reaching forward, just make sure they're shoulder width apart, forearms touch down. Moving into your forearm plank, you've got 3 breaths. As you arrive, slip your shoulder blades down your spine, keep looking forward lightly. Keep emptying your breath right around the pit of your belly. Transition into dolphin prep, walk your feet in. Release your head so it falls heavy. 3 cycles of breath. On your inhale, gaze forward between your thumbs, bend the knees, spring to plank. Eyes forward, greet your shape, take a breath. Exhale, lower to your belly for locust, cobra. Breathing in, keep the head low. Exhale, raise the legs. Inhale, lower your legs, feet to the floor, hands pull back, lift your chest for cobra. Exhale, lower, press back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Final round, eyes forward on your inhale. Exhale, make your way to the top of your space. Open and fold with your breath. Inhale, rise, stand up tall. Exhale, hands to prayer. Final variation now. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plank pose, pause. And in this variation, we will balance in our plank. And to modify, you could set your knees to the floor here, extend opposite arm and leg. If you're following along with me, feeling strong, raise your right leg a foot from the floor. And then stretch your left arm forward and balance. Just here for a beat. And then switch. Left leg, right arm. And release. Child's pose when you're ready. Take rest. Connect with your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Transition into your forearm plank. Whole body strength here, 3 breaths. Dolphin pose. Raise the hips, drop your head. And then bend your knees, looking forward, plank on your inhale. Lower to your belly on your exhale. Locust cobra, keep the head low, legs lift. Lower your feet, lift your chest for cobra. Exhale, lower and press back. Downward facing dog. Well done. And walking your hands back to your feet at the back of the mat now, bending your knees. And take gorilla arms. Feet hips width apart, slide the palms of your hands under the soles of your feet. And you're inching your toes up toward your wrist creases. Then releasing your body's weight forward into the palms as you lift through your hands. 3 steady breaths. And then stepping off your hands, toe heel your feet wide away from one another, preparing for squat. And you may wish to have a block for support here. We're coming into quite an active squat, malasana, with a brief round of Kapalabhati breathing, breath of fire. So if you would like support here and you have a block, come to rest your buttocks on that support. This pranayama consists of a series of short, rapid-fire exhalations combined with passive inhales. And your exhales are created by powerfully contracting your lower abdominal muscles to push the air out of your lungs. And that practice strengthens, tones your diaphragm and your abdominal muscles. It's important to find your own rhythm, so no need to go too fast. And we'll do 1 round of 21 breaths. So we'll begin by breathing in for 2/3 and then a rapid fire exhale, contracting your navel back quite vigorously. And then the inhales are passive, exhales are active. At the end of the 21 breaths, we exhale a long breath out. Inhale completely, hold the breath, and then relax the breath out. We'll follow it with 3 easeful Ujjayi breaths. From here, interlace your fingers into a knot, then raise your arms overhead, turning your hands inside out. Gaze can be forward or down, arms stretching long, lower ribs pull in. And we'll begin. Breathing in, 2/3, and exhale, exhale, exhale at your own pace. Long exhale, empty the lungs. Deep inhale, holding the breath, top of the inhale. And then release. 3 easeful Ujjayi breath now, feeling the warmth you've created around your center. And then place your hands to the floor, raise your hips forward fold between your legs. And letting your head relax, your belly can soften. On your inhale now, lifting up halfway, toe heel your feet together, bend your knees. An option to make your way into chair pose if you've got sensitive knees, or come to sit all the way down on the back of your calves. Aim to bring your torso upright to balance on your toes. Just here for a beat. And then lower your knees forward to the floor, untuck your toes, come to kneel. If you have 2 blocks for your practice today, placing them either side now of your mid-thigh, we'll move into 3 rounds of Lolasana prep, also known as pendant pose. With your hands on the floor or your blocks, inhale here, arch your spine, and on your exhale, ball your torso up, rounding and folding your torso forward over your thighs. Lift the knees away from the floor, but keep your feet on the floor. That won't be hard. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and release. Come back to kneel. We're going to do that twice more, and feel free to take any exit ramps from this sequence if it doesn't feel agreeable with your hands or wrists or shoulders. On your inhale, curl your heart up. Exhale strongly, abs engaged, lift your seat. Stand on your toes, your hands, hold for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Final round, inhale, curl, heart up. Exhale to lift, hugging in through your belly. And if you're feeling strong, you could explore raising both feet from the floor, and from there, sweeping your legs through, extending them forward to take a seat. And that's where we'll all meet when you're ready. You can set your blocks off to one side now if you have them. And you may wish to place one block to the top right-hand corner of your mat if you like it for half moon. Rest your hands to the floor behind you now, fingertips facing forward as you breathe in. Lift your heart high. As you breathe out, lift and bend your knees into a tabletop shape. You're going to extend the legs out to your right as you lean back out to the left. And then bend your knees in through the center, and then switch sides. So your elbows bend as you lean back and the legs straighten, arms straight, knees curl in toward your chest. Go left and right. Then rock your way back to center, take your feet to the floor, hands behind the back of your knees, and with a little momentum here, rolling back through your spine, rocking up to balance, so toes just above the floor. Again, rolling back. Do your best to balance as you exhale, come up. Now gather a bit of momentum. Final one here, see if you can roll up and land on your feet, coming into chair pose. Use your hands if you need to there. Bending your knees, reaching your arms. And when you're ready, press to stand. Lower your hands to prayer. Take a moment to recenter, invite your breath to settle. And separating your feet hips width apart. So you're going to take quite a stable chair here, feet a little wider. On your inhale, return to chair, Utkatasana. Motioning your hips down and back, sitting low. And then prayer your hands. We'll take a twist to your right. And rather than wedging your left elbow to the outside of your right knee, let your arms float in your twist. So you're using your rotational core muscles to twist and support you. 3 more breaths. And then return to chair on your inhale. Stay with me. Transition into half moon. Right fingertips to the floor and then open your left leg and your left arm up. Making space after your twist, take 3 breaths. So right hand could be on that block if you have one. Runner's lunge on your exhale. Land your left toes, fingertips to frame your right foot. And then adjust and see that your feet are staggered, hips width apart. Then get a little lighter on the fingertips and soften your shoulders. Then curl up through your spine to stand up into a high lunge. Sweep your arms overhead. As you arrive, tailbone lengthens down, belly hugs back. And as we move through this sequence, everything from the crown of your head to your pelvis remains exactly as is. From here, bend your elbows and bring your hands by your shoulders. So you make the letter W with your arms. Upper back muscles engaged there. Breathe in. Exhale, lean halfway forward, preparing for Warrior 3 variation here. Pull your right hip back toward your right ear. And on your inhale, raise your left leg. For Warrior 3. Keep completing your exhales on purpose to stabilize you around your center. Now put a little bend in your right knee, and on your exhale, bend your left knee, curl in and tap your right knee. Then inhale, extend. Exhale, tap. Inhale, extend. Exhale and tap, cinching in around your waist. We've got 2 more. Extend and tap. Extend and tap. Then stretch your left leg back. Land your fingertips to the floor if they're not already there. And on an inhale, lengthen your chest forward. And on your exhale, bend both knees. Tap the knees together. Now take your right hand and catch the outer edge of your left foot. So if this transition doesn't work for you, make your way to a seat. And if you have your left foot, kick your left leg through to come to balance on your right foot, left leg extending forward. And if you have your balance, take your left hand to catch the inner edge of your left foot. And then carefully sit your buttocks to the floor, and here's where we're all going to meet up. If you miss that transition, left leg extends straight, right leg long, and your foot can rest on the ground. Take an inhale, lift tall through the low back, and then your right hand's going to keep holding on, left arm reaches back into a twist. So if you need to, if your hamstrings are tight, bend your left knee, hold your knee. Try and revolve from your core. If you do have the outer edge of your foot, give it a little push and push back with the foot so you can turn from your center a little deeper to the left. Last few breaths here, see if you can raise the right leg. And then switch left hand to your left big toe and reach your right arm back. Last few breaths, see if you can raise your extended leg there. And then come back to center, release your hand, slowly lower down onto your back from here. Float the right leg from the floor. Left leg up toward the ceiling. Interlace your hands behind the back of your head. And we'll scissor and switch the legs now, twisting left and right. If you need to modify here, your knees can bend as they come in toward your chest. Moving and working into the oblique muscles, side waist muscles. Last few here. And release, rest your head back, gather your knees in toward your chest. Final side coming up, rolling back, up and over the legs, or out to your side to make your way through a vinyasa, or straight back to downward facing dog. And we'll all meet up there. On your inhale now, gaze forward. End of your exhale, walk or hop to the top of your mat. Feet spaced hip width apart there, lengthen up halfway. Exhale and forward fold. Breathing in, Utkatasana, chair pose, weight into your heels, arms reach up. And then prayer your hands, take your twist to the left, floating the arms in your twist. 3 breaths. Return to chair on your inhale. Half moon coming up. As you're ready, lift fingertips to the floor, open your right leg, right arm up, revolving to your right. 3 breaths, keep your lifted leg active, toes flexed. Runner's lunge on your exhale, right toes to the floor, hands to frame your left foot, feet hips width apart. So you're setting up that foundation for high lunge. Let your legs support you here as you slowly rise. Stack the bones of your spine, reach your arms overhead by your ears. And just get steady, then bend the elbows into the shape of the letter W, hands by your shoulders. Take a breath in. Exhale, lean halfway forward. Keep the weight in your left heel, so preparing for warrior 3. Raise your right leg. Conscious of your breath. Bending your left knee now. On an exhale, bend your right knee and curl in, tap the left knee. Inhale, extend. 4 more. Fingertips can find the floor if you need a little extra support. Just moving mindfully, aware of your breath. Then stretch your right leg back, land your fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lengthen your chest forward. Exhale, bend both knees and tap the knees together. Now take your left hand, catch the outer edge of your right foot, and kick your right leg through to come to balance on your left foot. If you have your balance, take your right hand, catch the inner edge of your right foot. All optional, and then softly lower onto your buttocks. Send the left leg long, and your foot can rest on the ground. Take an inhale, lift tall through your lower back. Keep the left hand holding on, reach the right arm back. Twisting here. Last few breaths here, see if you can raise the left leg. Stay tall, and then switch. Right hand to your right big toe. Left arm reaches back. Last few breaths, float the left leg if you can. And then come back to center. This time, release, bend both knees, take the feet to the floor. Set your hands behind you to the floor, setting up for reverse tabletop pose. Feet about hip width apart there, and as you're ready, inhale, raise your buttocks, activating your glutes and your hamstrings, pressing evenly through all four corners of your feet so your big toes don't pop up here. Eyes can stay gazing forward, or if it's okay for your neck and you haven't already, you can drop your head back. Open your throat. 2 more breaths. Exhale, chin to chest and lower to the floor. Tuck the knees in nice and tightly. Hug your legs, lengthen up through your spine. And then either returning to reverse tabletop or option to extend your legs forward for East Pose, Parsvottanasana, reverse plank. Place your hands and then lifting up on your exhale. Take 5 steady breaths here. Again, just pushing down where you touch down, so you're gripping the mat, back body engaged and working, front body lengthening, and there's a rest coming up. Chin to chest, and slowly release. From here, take the next few breaths to rest down on your back for our final cool down. Gather any props or layers of clothing you may wish to have along with you. And then as you arrive on your back, tuck the knees in toward your chest. And just start the process of slowing down, letting your energy settle. So quite intentionally moving and breathing slower. Breathing a longer out breath so you can signal to your nervous system to wind down, regulate. So as you're ready, moving into a full happy baby pose, catch the outer edges of your feet, and nestling your knees down toward your armpits. And take a less active version of this now. Invite yourself to soften into the shape. No over effort or pushing or pulling. Keeping that soft energy around your neck and your face. Inviting your low back, middle back to rest and spread into the support beneath you. Final twist and release before resting in Shavasana. Feet to the floor. Cross your right leg over your left. Shift your hips a little to the right and take the knees over to your left for your twist. Arms out wide to a T or any variation here that feels comfortable. 3 steady breaths. And then changing sides, rewrap the legs, knees to your right. And coming back through center, gather your knees in toward your chest. Give yourself a squeeze and then extend the legs long. Come to rest in Shavasana. Place your arms alongside your body, palms up. Let your legs fall out away from the midline of your body. Adjust and settle your spine straight, smoothing the skin of your back body, wriggling out any restlessness, any residual momentum now, so you can rest peacefully for the last minute or so of practice. The front of your body now receding back. And letting your awareness pull into your belly. Mindfully softening your abdominals. And letting your breath gently balloon and contract with the wave of your natural breath. And I'll be back to guide you back in another minute. And gently, softly drawing your awareness back. Breathing yourself more awake and alert. Stretching and moving your hands and your feet. And then bending your knees, feet to the floor. Pause here for a moment. Just notice how you feel at the end of your practice. And then softly rolling out to your right. Let your eyes blink open. And as you're ready, drag your way back up to sit. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're feeling connected and energized, and you're able to take that feeling with you through the rest of your day. Namaste.